Buddy, this is a video to help you navigate in the On Music American Popular Music course text, actually. So as you can see, I'm in the Blackboard site, the GRCC Blackboard page, and I have the template open. You probably would not see this. You would just see Music 130, American Popular Music, whatever section you're in. And so go to that in Blackboard, and then on the left along these folders, somehow you will know to get to this, On Music, American Popular Music. And in that folder, there's some things you'll want. Now, first of all, you should have already, before you get to this point, you should have already purchased the materials and have a registration code. And probably, if you have the registration code, you click on this. If you haven't entered it yet, it will ask you for it. And that's where you would put in your registration code. But once you do that, then you'll get to this page, which is the actual course. And so you can see getting started. And I had another video already that you should have watched about getting started. And if you haven't watched that yet, then go back and watch that video before you see this one. But if you are ready to see this, here we go. So as you can see, there's getting started, and then there are the lessons, and this is going to be the focus of most of the course. And I'm just going to go slowly through these, and you'll see it basically goes through the history of American popular music. And there's a written assignment there. We're in the 40s and 50s. We're getting to early rock and roll. Another written assignment, soul, the British invasion, psychedelic rock. Here we are at the midterm exam. So you are going to take that. We're going to keep going here. I'm going to come back and get some more detail in just a minute, but I just wanted to take you through and just show you what was here. Just an overview of things. And there's written assignment number 3. We are going to do all these written assignments and some more, actually, but for sure those. And then we get to this, and we're all the way down to lesson 40, written assignment 4, and the final exam, which I don't think we're going to do. I'm going to have another assignment for you to do instead of the final exam. But we're going to try to get through at least 40 of these, and each one will be worth 1% of your grade, the quizzes on these. So let's just go into this first one here, American Popular Music in the 19th Century. And so what you can do is just click on really any of these, but I'm going to click on the introduction first of all. You can see, though, before we do that, that there's an outline here of what you're to study and know. And then there is a quiz at the end, which I have another video for that. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I have another video showing you how this quiz works. So please watch that before you take the quiz. All right. I'm going into the introduction, and you can see, so this just opens up, and you have text here, and this is basically, you can read this online. Now, if you would prefer to listen to it, here you can listen to it, and you can actually just click
Introduction.
It will play. Another way you can do this is if you want to download it, you can download the MP3s. So there it is right there. So I can actually download each one of these. Actually, I'm just going to click on that. Maybe we'll just look at that for a minute, see what that is. So let me just go into that. And let's see. So there's lesson 1. See, there's the MP3s. So yeah, it's all the MP3s of each of the 5 sections. So that's what you get when you download that. And then you can put those on your phone, listen to them offline, listen to them when you're, walking or something like that if you prefer. But I do like the text because it's interesting, and I'll show you why. So again, I'm just not going to read the whole thing, but we get down here, we see we've got highlighted broadside ballads, and if I click on that, I get some information about broadside ballads, printed sheets that consisted of lyrics only, but included the title of another song to which the printed lyrics were to be sung. So there's no music, but you get the lyrics, and usually a song that everybody knew. So I can click on this and enlarge it. Yeah, it's not going to enlarge again. It said it would. But I can click on that, and I can see, can almost read it. And there it is. This is Yankee Doodle Broadside. And that's a lot of what we had in the early history of our country. Now, as you go down, you see there's some bluish writing, Yankee Doodle here in quotes, and then there's an icon, the 2/8 notes there. And if I click on that, this is neat. There we go. So that actually goes into Spotify. And again, you'll already have to have your Spotify account for this to work. But once you get logged into that and you're on a computer that you're logged into, you'll just click on that and you'll be able to listen to the music in Spotify. And there is no charge for Spotify, but there is a free version. But if you want to download the music, if you pay for the $4.99 per month student option in Spotify, then you actually, I think, could download the music. I don't have it. I use the free version, so that works fine for me. So that's really up to you, but you could look into that if that's something that appeals to you. And then you can see I've got more music, and we just click down here. We get to the minstrel shows. And again, so we're going to be talking about some things that really are, I would say not a good time of our history, but they relate to what we are studying. They're important to study. So as ugly as some of these things really are when you read them, and I know they are, it's just part of music history. And so we are going to look at those because it wouldn't be right to just, not be honest with people about what happened here. So we are going to see that. And then we go on to blackface minstrelsy. And so again, some more. There's stock characters and more music. Dan Emmett. He was one of the first writers of minstrel show songs. Very famous for Dixie. You probably heard that. So there we go. We've got that. Stephen Foster. And important here is like the verse chorus form. So we can go through, I'm not going to go through the whole text, but you can see what it is and you'll read it. And I just keep clicking on that. Get to sheet music, and over here there's a few different things too, and if you click on these take you to a different website, and this is pretty interesting. This gives you some more background into certain things. Oh Susanna, which you probably know, I bet you know that song, and Stephen Foster, who was the most important pop songwriter of the 1800s in the United States. I'll just keep going here. Click on this, again, this orange arrow. Sheet music continued. And then we get to the conclusion. We're at the end of this. So you can read it. You can listen to it. A couple of options there. And then you can go back and you can look at these too. So everything here we're going to do in every unit. So you can go to test yourself and see if you remember, and you can see what was the primary market for American popular music during the 19th century. And you look over these, obviously not LP recordings, not MTV complete works editions. That's a possible one, but the answer actually is sheet music on this. So good. and then we just go to the next question. So there's just a few questions there just to see if you learned what you needed to learn, and you're probably going to have to study this before you actually take the quiz, but that's a good practice. But another part to study are these artist profiles. So I'm going to go into the artist profile, and you can see, so I've got Dan Emmett. He was a songwriter and founder of the first troupe of blackface minstrels. Actually lived in Ohio, but he wrote Dixie. That's interesting, isn't it? And there's E.P. Christie of the Christie's Minstrels. And the most important American songwriter of the 19th century, Stephen Foster. And you can read about Stephen Foster. All right, and then, so we've done that. We can go to keywords. And these are neat too. I really think this is a good way to study. So broadside ballad, we just talk about that. Just actually in this video, I started with that. So they're printed sheets that consisted of lyrics only, but included the title of another song to which the printed lyrics were to be sung. And then we go to the next one, and you can see Christie's Minstrels, headed by impresario and performer E.P. Christie. This was the most famous and successful minstrel troupe of the 19th century. So we go through all of these, and then these are flashcards, but then you can also take a self-quiz. Parlor songs that addressed issues such as alcohol reform and abolition of slavery. Okay, so we've got some things here that we could choose from. Well, I would think social reform sounds pretty good, and it is correct. So you can see we're going to, and we did read this one actually, recurring familiar characters in minstrel shows such as Zip Coon and Jim Crow. These were stock characters, so I'm going to put that in there. And you can just, again, practice. This is a way you can study for that quiz you're going to take after you do all this. Now, over here, you've got a listening guide. And you can see we've got a few songs here. Not all of the songs are on there. But if I click on that, I think that's going to take me to Spotify. There it is. And then I've got... It's a little loud, isn't it?
Yes, we'll rally round the flag, boys. We'll rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will rally from the hillside, we'll gather from the plain, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor, up with the star. Rally, rally round the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We are springing to the call of our brothers gone before, shouting the battle cry of freedom, and we'll fill the vacant ranks with 1,000,000 freemen more, shouting the battle cry of freedom.
Chorus, which is
down with the traitor, up with the storm.
Stop that. I'll let you finish that on your own. But no, the listening guides are there. We looked at the keywords. We looked at the artist profiles. Just a couple things. So we've got Discover Music. And you can see here are all of the songs in the lesson. And please listen to all of this music. So I'm going to just click on, let's try this one. Again, that should just pop right up. The Skillet Lickers. Oh, yeah. So there we go. Okay. Turkey in the Straw. So again, this is where we start with this class. We're looking at the music that influenced American popular music. Some of it was American popular music, but again, we're just getting into it at this point. So these are the influences that we start with. All right, so okay, we've done that. Discover music. Now there are some videos here. Discover video, and these are interesting, and I want you to watch these. There's actually a discussion board question on the new Jim Crow Museum. So, you'll watch all these, but then watch that and then answer the discussion board question. Okay, now we've seen everything here. Okay, that's good. And I've studied. I'm going to go back to this first page. Okay, now at this point, if I've studied this for a while, I've been through everything, I feel confident with it, then I can go to the lesson 1 quiz right here. And I've got another video that you can watch to show you how that quiz works. Thank you for watching.